Welcome to another live, and it's been wet and miserable. What we need is some straw rather than sawdust at the moment, but fresh sawdust will do us the world of good. As you know, the weather's been pretty demanding this week. It's definitely had an impact on a lot of our runners and triallers. Thanks for joining, Edwina. Of course, Team Derby. You talk about Team Derby, you talk about Overpass, and he has just had a jump out down the straight with Jolie Star. Luke didn't have the greatest angle from where he was, but he said it looked initially to go well, so we'll get the reports. I'm sure it will be up. And he flies to the UK next week, so really excited about that. A once in a lifetime opportunity, and thankfully they're having a bit of a heat wave over there, and the long-term weather forecast looks good, so I think that's definitely encouraging. We'll get straight into some of our winners. Here is the Budgie Smuggler, and how good was he last week? He was absolutely fantastic. Of course, he's on the back up, and the big question mark was whether we went to Queensland or stay in Sydney. We're staying in Sydney, so that is the plan, and a lot depends. He's drawn awkwardly at both places. I do think, pardon me, there'll be more scratchings in Sydney, and the race will definitely open up. So talking about how the week's been, I Am Dirty, she was a highlight, winning the Bill Carter Stakes, of course a listed race, and she is also on the back up. We talk about back up Baker, back in form, and back up living up to his reputation. We've got a few possibly running this week. More Jude as well, we ran very well. Amazing Eagle was great last week. Thought he had the race, he loomed up, he just couldn't quite get there, and he looks to have come through his run really well, so I'm sure there's going to be some good races for him coming up over the next few weeks. Our Queen was a good fourth in Group 3 company in Queensland, and More Jude, who I just mentioned briefly, he ran really well, he's rock hard fit. Of course, there's a fair bit of rain around, so the track's going to be wet and demanding. I think it's an open enough race for him on Saturday. Overpass just jumped out. Of course, we had the Magic Millions broodmare sales during the week, and the highlight was OLA. Just not on the track. Of course, she won the Magic Millions, but she also made 1.5 million. So great return for our owners. That's one of the biggest things that we do take into account. Try and be realistic. Try and hopefully buy at reasonable value and get a good price. So I think Jim, over the past couple of years in Georgia, have done a phenomenal job at finding and sourcing the right horses. As well as that, we've got Derby, of course, who continue to put great horses our way. So very lucky in that respect. Personally, so Jonathan Frogley, who's Alan's son, is doing a fundraiser today. He's running 100 kilometres at Narrabeen, the loop there, and I'm going to join him for 20, which in my current predicament is a bit of an ask, and he's doing it for fundraising. So it's Stuttering for Jonathan, so Google that, Jonathan Frogley, Stuttering for Jonathan, and he's hoping to make some good funds. So I'll be out there, hopefully. I tell you, I need a good coolant, so I'm very happy to see the rain when I do any running of any description. The colder the better, and the more rain the better, because I tend to overheat badly. So looking forward to that. Of course, we've got multiple runners. I think tomorrow we've got 14 from Victoria to New South Wales to Queensland. Of course, Luke is down in Melbourne this morning. I've already talked to him about 3 times. He will go to Brisbane tomorrow, and I'll be at Rosehill for an early start at 11 a.m. Any questions? Hit me. I need a break. Mug Punter, is Luke confident about he horse tomorrow? Thanks, Mug. You're always on there, loyal follower and supporter. We've got 14 in, mate. You're going to have to be a bit more precise. And that's coming from Mr. Baig himself, as my father calls me. Right, let's go. Let's rock and roll. We will kick off in the runners. So we might as well start in Melbourne. He's done hot too, is down there. The track at this stage is I think a soft 7 or heavy 8, but it is improving. He wants a good track. We're getting to the stage where you have to run him. He's drawn 5 of 14. I think he's going really well. If it was a firm track, I'd be very, very confident. So he goes in an X-ray chance. No doubt he's going to be better for that when he's on top of the ground, but I do think he's flying. So he's some hope. If the track plays better than what it looks, I think he'll be more of a chance. So he's travelled down, of course, with Overpass, so they had a nice mate. And of course, Overpass gallop with Jolie Star too. Amazing. You claim all the good Kiwis, eh? Representing Australia on the international stage. Anyway, great to be doing it. I am Aussie, sort of, now. I'll be travelling on an Aussie passport. That's something. Anyway, right. So we'll head also tomorrow. Kemmler Grange is now Illawarra Grange, the inside track. And we've got 2 runners. Sponar's drawn 11 of 11. Awkward, but that's probably the place to be. Olivia rides him. She rode him first up when he was a very short price favourite at Queanbeyan and got away with it. So really happy with him. I think he goes in a good each way chance. And Helen's Way, an import from New Zealand. His 2 runs have been really good. Drawn 4 of 13, 1400 suits. I think he's a really good chance, and I'm confident he'll get through the wet track. We'll switch now. We'll go to Stardeal, who's in the last race. He can handle a wet track. He's going to need to. He's drawn 15 of 21. They do run 18. The fields are remarkably big tomorrow, so it's very competitive. And we know he can get through a wet track. Last preparation, he never came up. I do think he's going better this preparation. I think he's definitely an each way chance. So, there we go. I've got a few comments. Split ends, best thing to come out of New Zealand. I thought they were Aussie. Someone said I've already done a run. It feels like it, Greg. Here we go. Snack Bar. I thought he was okay last week. Maybe slightly further and on a better track. I'll continue through them because I'm on my own and it's tough going. So we've done that. We'll go through Rose Hill. Malua Bay, well, we might be able to hit a few of them as we go down. Here's Big Papa. He's trialled brilliantly. He's got a really good record. He didn't fire last time out in the Bow Road Plate, but he had a jump out last week. Wet track is a question mark, but he jumps from 11 of 21. Might get in a couple of gates. Regan Bayliss on. In terms of ability and how he's going, I'm very confident he can feature in the finish. It's just a lot will depend on how the track's playing. So only you look at that big head, he won't be beaten in a photo finish. So he is going really, really well. I think he can run well. What's a very competitive race. A lot of these races, please take into account, you're going to just have to see how the scratchings come out tomorrow. So I'm sure a few things will change. And he's a more victorious, of course. He's just won under the $1 million, been a great horse for the stable. We've got the Budgie Smuggler. We'll head into him. This is where he normally lives. He's pulled up great. The wetter the better. So I'm hoping there's a really demanding track and a lot of scratchings. I think if that's the case, he'll definitely be a good chance. If there isn't quite the scratchings, at this stage we've got no rider. You don't have to put a rider down when you're in an emergency. So we just have to weigh it up. So I will, we'll just see what happens in the morning. But I think if there's a few scratchings and the race opens up like I hope, I think he goes in a definite chance. Here's Malua Bay. He's in race 1. Probably only okay first up. I think he's improved off it. He looks like he needs further. So race 1, 11 a.m. It's an early start. And we will, he's got a good gate. And he'll be able to put himself there, so no doubt he's fitted for that first up run. It's a big ask going straight to Saturday after Provincial Maiden, but I think it's worth a shot, and I guess Pierro's, they can get through a wet track. I'm confident he will. He's an athletic sort of a horse. Right, Morjude, we mentioned him, he's rock hard fit. I think that's going to carry him a long way. Last week he just overdid it slightly and had to sort of roll forward. So I think he goes in a really good each-way chance again, obviously for my racehorse. Great supporters, do a lot for racing and promote the game. We had Miss Kimcar drawn 8 of 16. She is a wet tracker, loves it wet. One start on a heavy track, she was very dominant. Hopefully the scratchings, Regan Bayliss rides, but I think she's a good each way chance, a good odds, just knowing that she's going to get through the track. The wetter the better for her. Star Deal we've touched on, we've done. Rose Hill, done. Another track done. So here's Sponas, he looks well, very happy with him. Green Spaces is back in the stable, here he is, the Derby winner. And his half brother's in the stable as well at the moment, a lovely yearling, so great to have him back in. Obviously he was so good in the Derby, and can't wait to get him up for the spring. So already some of those spring horses they're in pre-training, Pericles in pre-training, Warwoven in pre-training, Paradoxium in pre-training, Roccini in pre-training, so a fair few of them are starting to build up and come back. So he's more Jude, so he's rock hard fit and well, he looks fantastic. Okie dokie, 4 questions, thank you. Macca, well, more Jude's chances, the wetter the better. Yeah, Overpass leaves mid next week, so he will run in the King's Stand. There's a metre race on the Tuesday. Jolie Star will go to the Golden Jubilee on the Saturday. Is a chance we could back up. Probably unlikely, but my cup runner Overlander, yes, Miss Kim Carr is a chance. Mug Punter Big Papa, that's correct. And Luke's tip tomorrow is Star Deal at big odds, so he is a believer. George's tip is I Am Dirty. And Lobby's tip is Dance to the Boom, but we'll get into that. We won't go down here, we'll rock up, back up here. Sheesh, mate, give me a break. What do you got for us?
I'm going with within the law at big odds tomorrow.
Good man. What have you? How's things going?
Very good. We've got the new barn up and running next week. Yeah, excited for that.
Yeah, we have got 12 new boxes. We're cleaning it out at the moment and accommodation, so that's exciting, Ashish.
Yep, very exciting.
You're the site manager for that.
Yeah, I will be there.
What are the yearlings like?
Oh, very good. Really happy with them. They're getting along really good.
Yeah, we've had no problems. Lovely horse. We're definitely improving in quality, Ashish.
That's 100% right.
Staff too.
You'll see the future very bright.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, just make sure you keep them on and put the blinkers and tongue tie on too. Very lucky to have Ashish, an amazing man. Looks after the team, and it's great. Okay, let's get into Brisbane. Second page now. Race 2, Sword Play. She had a jump out last week. She flew. Of course, she trialled before that. Over 1,030, so I think she's ready to go. Rock hard fit, as you know, she's got phenomenal gate speed. Rachel King on, no weight. Definitely tough enough race, and the track at Eagle Farm is a heavy 8, but the weather looks good for the next 2 days, so it does improve. The big question is how much. But she can get through a wet track to a degree. The Size Produce Race 4, I Am Dirty, drawn 15 of 18. They have not been nice to us, the barrier gods, this week or at Eagle Farm. So, I guess the hard thing is you can overthink gates, especially when it's wet, because sometimes too it can push out. They can want to get out into the middle of the track or even wider. If that's the case, it's not necessarily a bad gate and can be a positive. So at times you can overanalyse. I'm hoping it works out to be a positive. She's come through her win last Saturday in great order. She's rock hard fit. She's 4th up into this race. She's got a really good attitude. That's one of the things that really, even early on, I liked about her a lot. So, obviously, a Group 2 race, she's a filly. The key will just leave it up to Rachel. She's got tactical speed if we need it, but she can actually sit off and relax too. So, from that point of view, we're really happy. And I think she goes in a good each-way chance. I think she's a classy horse with fitness on her side, not necessarily the gate. And then we get into race 6, Fred Best. Really, really strong renewal of the Fred Best. Within the law, she's drawn 13 of 21. They run 18, so there's going to be a few scratching. She may get in a gate or two. Tommy Berry rides her. Once again, she's probably looks to get a reasonable run midfield, maybe with a bit of cover. She was unlucky first up. She was rattling home, but her work on Tuesday was sensational. Her work Last week her trials have been really good. She looks physically, if anything, stronger, and I'm confident she's going very well. So I think she's a chance, albeit it's hard to be really confident in a very tough race. Then we go into the Helen Coughlin race 9. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I apologise if I got it wrong. The Fillies and Mares Stakes race, and Dance to the Moon. The Dance to the Boom has drawn 18 of 19. They run 18. McAvoy on. Of course, she won a Melbourne Cup day at Flemington in Group 3. She's a good mare. Her work on Tuesday was the best she's ever gone, without doubt. And if the track is playing wide, especially later in the day, this is the last race, I think she's a really good each way chance at big odds. So she is a big hope at each way odds, and I think she can run a race. So she's not out of it. In Spring League, gate 2 of 19, so they won't be seeing each other in the run, I wouldn't think. And Michael rides here. Of course, Michael rode his first Group 1 winner, the Brisbane Cup on Prize Gem for my father. And rode one of my first big winners here on Twilight Royale in the Size Produce, beating Seamus Awards. So had a fair bit of luck on it with them. It's good to have them on, and she's going to put herself there and travel. She's actually going super this preparation. Her last couple of runs have been enormous, and without any luck last time. So she's an each way chance at odds. Can get through a wet track. If it was really wet, I'd maybe be debatable at the 1200, but she's definitely a hope. Okie dokie, and here's Jenko. Thanks for contacting. Did I get the NATO flag? Well, now Sweden's in NATO, maybe. And Pentagon has trialled well. He definitely handles a wet track, so I think he's a good chance. Riley, sorry, down to Hell, the new barn's a little bit far away, but maybe we will do that next week. That's a good idea. I've got a couple of other different barns, but the new one, which is really nice, a lot of the younger horses there, yearlings are there, and that's working really well, so maybe we'll have a look at that next week. Stallone's returned in good order, so ticking along nicely. And are you riding Overpass? I'll be riding him harder than Josh, trust me. Definitely will do. Just about got my suit organised too. Coattails, morning suit. I think that's about it. Of course, got some really nice yearlings coming in. I think we're buying well. Contact Georgia at bakerracing.com.au if you're interested. Good luck over the weekend. A little bit business-like today. Ashish, anything to add? Hey? How's India going to go in the Football World Cup?
Not really good.
Yeah, that's right. Going better than Italy. About the same, actually. All good. Good luck this weekend. Obviously, tough racing. It's hard to know which direction to go with these wet tracks. And definitely a little bit frustrating at our end. All I'd say as a trainer, patience does pay. Good luck. Wish me luck at my 20k run. Remember, stuttering for Jonathan, if you want to give to a good donation. And big question mark of the weekend is if he'll be travelling as good after 100k as I'm travelling after 20. 50-50 call on that one. Take care. Good luck over the weekend.